Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name's Kyle Shannon. This is the AI Learning Lab. Look, I'm donning my Storyvine shirt today. Although, do I need to mirror? Does that look, can you read that or is it backwards? Let me know and I'll flip it. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Baby Friday. Is Thursday Baby Friday? Can you read my shirt or is it backwards? Let me know. Give me some feedback. Backwards. We have the technology. How's that? Correct? Oh, but now I go backwards. Bakwi. Does Bakwi mean backwards? Hey, everybody. This is the AI Learning Lab and the Storyvine advertisement channel apparently tonight. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We'll wait for some folks to get in. I'm just getting live. It's about 8:24 here in Denver, Colorado. We had some crazy-ass hail and storms not too long ago. Not big hail in our area, like that big, but some areas had massive hail. So it's crazy, I tell you. Let's see. My name's Kyle Shannon. This is the AI Learning Lab, as evidenced by that. I'm the founder and CEO of a company called Storyvine, as evidenced by this. And I've been an entrepreneur for many, many years. I've started 12 or 15 companies. This channel exists because of, I don't know because of. Yeah, no, it's because of. So in the early days, in the wee early days of the World Wide Web in the mid-90s, I started one of the first online magazines and one of the first digital agencies and had just a crazy epiphany about this World Wide Web thing and how it was going to change the world. And by Jingus, it did. And those were some wild times. And the parallels between the early days of the web and the early days of this here generative AI stuff is crazy. So if you're new to generative AI, if you haven't played with ChatGPT, oh wait, this is weird. I flipped my camera so you can read my Storyvine, but now I'm backwards. Go to these URLs. So the top one here is the official ChatGPT website. The next one there is bing.com. The next one there is Poe. So ChatGPT, just go play with that if you haven't done it. Bing is Microsoft's search engine, but if you click on the chat button, that's GPT-4. And then Poe.com, you can actually play with 6 different large language models there, including one called Claude Instant 100K, if you pay for a subscription, that lets you put up to 75,000 words in a prompt. I'll show you a cool thing I did with that today. I came up with a really fun life hack. And then prompts.chat, that is like a primer to teach you about prompting, and it'll show you a whole bunch of different personas, that prompts that you can copy and paste that will make ChatGPT act like different specialists. And then futurepedia.io is a big directory with like 4,000 AI apps in it. And, 3,500 of them are just nasty pieces of crap. And there's probably 50 in there that will blow your mind. If you have questions about AI, pop them into the questions below. I try to answer as many as I can. A lot of times people say, what the hell do you know about, are you a machine learning scientist or some sort of researcher? Nope, I'm not. I have a degree in acting. I'm an entrepreneur. And I would say I represent Gen X, old people. So I've got some perspective on these technology shifts. And but I also represent, the thing that I thought was significant about the World Wide Web was the fact that the internet had been around for decades, and then along comes the World Wide Web and makes it accessible to real people. Same thing with machine learning and artificial intelligence. AI is already scattered throughout all the software we use, but ChatGPT, at that website right there, launches in November 30th of last year, and it really changes everything. That's the thing that's making ChatGPT available to the rest of us, and that's what I'm interested in. How do we take these incredibly powerful technologies and apply them to our lives and to our businesses and come up with new things and all that sort of stuff? So, welcome. Pop questions down in the comments below. I will do my best to answer them. And I don't know, we can talk about stuff. Is there a free method for accessing GPT-4? Yes. Bing.com. If you click on the chat button when you go there, that's GPT-4. It's also connected to the internet, so the September 2021 limit isn't there because if it can't find anything after September 2021, it just searches for it on the internet and then includes that in your answer. And the other thing that I discovered today, and I think they did this a while back, but it was the first time I tried it today, you can, just within regular Bing, you can just tell it to make an image. Make an image of a chicken crossing a road, and it will. So it's got DALL-E built into it now. So that is free ChatGPT. At chat.openai.com, at the official ChatGPT website, you have to pay $20 a month to get access to GPT-4, but you also get access to plugins, and you'll get early access to new technologies as they come out. So I pay for that, but if you don't want to, Bing.com is free. All right. I bet a lot of AI SaaS companies contacted you. Your AI content is dope. Oh, cool. Thanks. Not a lot. I've had a couple reach out to me. I had one reach out to me, and they said, well, what do you want to charge us? And then I told them, and then they said, well, we can give you $100. I'm like, why'd you ask what I charge if you just, I don't know. It was weird. Whatever. I don't really give a shit. But, you know, I do hog. By the way, I'm not related in any way to any of these companies. I don't make any commissions on this. I talk about ChatGPT so much, they should make me a spokesmodel. I mean, look at this face for one thing, right? Okay. Oh yeah, do me a favor, if you would, share the live if you know how to do that. I don't. But also tap the screen, double tap it, make a lot of hearts here. I think that'll let people know we're live and we can get more people in here and spread the good word. Do a little AI evangelical. I don't know if you knew this, but this AI thing, it's mythological. It's going to be big, bigger than the internet. It actually is. At least as big. I think this AI stuff is more like steam engine big, more like Industrial Revolution big than World Wide Web big. It's a big deal. It is a big deal. And you can tell me if you think otherwise. And you may say things like, well, I heard it lies, and it does. And I heard it's going to kill us. I heard it's going to just kill us. It's going to destroy humanity. And it probably is. Still cool. Can you move so I can screenshot this? Thank you. Yes. There. Screenshot away. Thank you for the roses. Appreciate that. You screenshotting? I hope you're quicker at screenshotting than... I don't have patience. I don't have patience for this. Wait, what was that? Do I use it for coding? I do. I don't code a lot, but when I need to code, I do use it for coding. I use it for like HTML formatting. If I'll have it write me an email and I want to pop it into an email form that I'm going to send out, that's HTML formatted, I'll do that. I use that also when I'm doing Zapier automations and I'm popping content into like an HTML Gmail. I'm trying to think what else I've used it in my company Storyvine. We had a really obscure, weird little bug for like a month. We couldn't figure it out. It was just on one iOS device, one type of iOS device, and it was consistent on that type of device, and we couldn't figure it out. And I said, "Have you tried ChatGPT?" And my engineer was pissed. He was like, ChatGPT, I'm a coder, I'm an expert. I don't need ChatGPT. And then the next day, he gets on the call. He's like, I put the code in ChatGPT and it found a typo. And I didn't think it would fix anything, but I put it in there. I made a build and it works. It fixed the bug. So it's good at that. Bubble is, someone mentioned Bubble, which is a no-code coding tool that you can do API, like OpenAI API calls to. No-code tools are, they don't require code, but they're still janky. You still got to think logically, and they're a bit of a false advertising. You know what no-code tools remind me of? You have to be Gen X to get this. But in my day, when the Atari 2600 was out, the box art, the art on the box that, like, when you went into well, I don't know what store I would have gone in, probably Sears or Kmart. Like, I don't think Walmart existed. Maybe Penny's, I don't know. Wherever you bought video games, GameStop didn't exist. But you go in to buy video games, and the art on the boxes was amazing. Like, it matched the art on the side of the arcades, the physical arcades, and you're like, yeah, this is going to be awesome. And then you get the game home, it'd be like 6 pixels flying across the screen. It was just like, oh. So that's what no-code tools are like, where it's like, no code, you can make an app in minutes. Yeah, if you have 16 API keys and you understand programming logic and you understand their janky-ass, connector system to connect the thing and trigger the thing, if the then statement. You still have to do programming logic with that shit. What we need, and it will come probably in not too distant future, is a large language model sitting on top of one of those things. In fact, Zapier has one sitting on top of it right now. It's just not super great. But that's cool. Like, you just describe in Zapier what you want, and it'll put together the modules. It's just not all that good right now, but that'll get better. So that's going to be cool when that stuff comes. All right. Any AI you suggest to build a website? Thank you. No, I don't. I'm not following enough of that world. So I would go to futurepedia.io. That's a whole list of tools. I'm sure they have a whole website building section there. I know I've seen videos of things where it's just like, you just ask for a website and pring, there it is. I've seen that with PowerPoint presentations. The distance between being able to show something flashy on a video and having a tool that's actually useful, where you say, I want a website for this, that, and the other, and it's actually a good website. Like, I can't imagine that we're at the place yet you can do that and that it's actually good, but that's coming. The AI judgment day is coming. It may be. The AI enlightenment might also be coming. I like to provide the counter-narrative to the doomsday prophecies. I'm giving a presentation on AI in the classroom. Love AI. Oh, that's great. That's awesome. Yeah, I think AI in the classroom's pretty awesome. By the way, Haas, if you haven't seen it, Harvard announced yesterday that their CS50 class, the Harvard programming class, starting in the fall, is going to have an AI teaching assistant. You're going to have a 24/7 AI teaching assistant when you take that class. It'll debug code for you. It's going to help you document it, give you assignments, help you solve the problems you're having. And then the idea being that if the human teachers can spend less time doing the low-level stuff that the AI could do, then those teachers can have higher-level interactions with the students, which I think is exactly the promise of that stuff. So that's pretty exciting. All right. I was reading this online that ChatGPT will take over Upwork and Fiverr. Yeah, I don't think it's going to take over Upwork and Fiverr. I think the role of people on Upwork and Fiverr will shift, right? So if people on Upwork and Fiverr want to keep working, they'll get AI literate really quick, and then they'll become good at using all the tools. So you still might reach out to someone, but instead of saying, hey, I want you to write me 10 pieces of copy, you might say, I want you to use AI tools to come up with a social media marketing plan and generate all of the content for me for the next 6 months. And then someone on Upwork or Fiverr will figure out how to, wrangle all that shit together and put copy into a spreadsheet and then use Canva to auto-generate all the images and all that sort of stuff. I think there are going to be whole agencies built to just keep on top of all of the advancements of AI and make it easier for people to execute this stuff. Legit, so adorable. That's very sweet. Thank you. Can you move 5 seconds, please? 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. Oh, not quite 1,000. I never could follow directions. I'm such a rebel. I'm a rebel. Hey, have you talked about inflections, personal AI? Has anyone used it before? It is insanely. I have not. What's it called? Inflections, personal AI. Let's go look at that. Let me go look at it and make sure that it's not installing some sort of virus on my computer. Inflections, personal assistant, PI. Named Pi for, okay, so it's Pi. Inflection.ai. Let's go look at it. About. You can talk to me anywhere. All right, so it's an iPhone app. So what is it? It's an assistant. I'm your personal AI designed to be supportive, smart, and there for you anytime. I provide infinite knowledge based on your unique interests. I can be a coach, confident, creative partner. Yeah, this is interesting. I mean, I'll go play with it. This is I think that autonomous AI agents. I think AI agents are going to become a big thing in the next year. I think Apple's going to really do good with these. I think Apple's going to do amazing with these. And Apple's going to also be able to claim they can keep your shit private. And I don't think a lot of other companies can do that because they've all fucking sold out. They sold out to the advertisers. And Apple's like, fuck you, advertisers. We're Apple. And we're going to stick it all on our own silicon. And you're going to have a privacy chip. So, it's exactly how everyone at Apple talks, you know. You didn't know that, did you? Go watch the videos. Circuit City Radio Shack. Yeah, talking about the olden-timey days. I wonder if college degrees earned after 23 post-ChatGPT will be worth less in the eyes of employers. I don't know. If universities don't get their shit together and figure out how to incorporate these tools and prepare students for a world where this stuff's going to be ubiquitous, they're in trouble. I think there's a big role for educational institutions if they can start teaching creative thinking and strategy and horizontal thinking. Like Revenge of the Liberal Arts Major. That's an era that we're entering. And Revenge of Gen X as well. We're coming back, baby. We know how to use technology, and we have enough fucking experience to figure out what about this AI stuff is bullshit or not. And there's a lot of it is bullshit. A lot of it. Here for the hair and the info. Terrific. What's going on with the hair today? Something's weird because it's the green screen is cutting it off. But it looks like a spider today. I don't know what the fuck's going on with my hair. I need a haircut, I know that. Welcome to the AI Learning Lab, everybody. If you're new here, my name's Kyle Shannon. If you haven't used ChatGPT before, that's what that URL is right there. Just go there, just do it. Just go there and start playing while you hear me ramble on. If you have questions about AI, pop them in the comments below. I'm happy to address them. I've been coming here every night for 2 weeks now, maybe 3. Instead of sim racing and wasting my life away, I'm coming here doing what I can to educate folks. That's my main point, bringing it in the classroom. It's awesome. That's awesome, Haas. Really good. Young, career-minded people, add the AI bots that exploit and add to your work stack assist CV. Z1 for fun. I don't know what you mean. Those are words connected together in what looks like a sentence, but I don't know what it's saying. I think it means young people should get their shit together and become AI literate. And if you're saying that, I agree. All right, here for the hair and the info. That's good. It's called Pi. I got it. They just raised $1.3 billion. Get the fuck out of here. Did they? Inflection AI. Wait, I don't believe you. Inflection AI 1.3. Inflection AI raises $1.3 billion. Holy shit. Jesus Christ. This is more exhausting than the early days of the internet. God damn. I had, when this was probably 97 or 98, I had 3 people within 2 months walk into my office and quit agency.com, the agency I started, because they had raised 10 or 20 million dollars. 3 people in 2 months. So we're already there for this. Venture funding in generative AI startups rose 12.7 billion in the first 5 months of 2023. Huh. Oh, rose to 12.7 billion, up from 4.8 in 22. Funding a group of technology veterans, Bill Gates, Eric Schmidt, Reid Hoffman. I'm surprised I haven't heard of this. Wow, that's amazing. $1.3 billion. There you go, kids. If you're new to this AI stuff, go there, learn about prompting, and you too can raise $1 billion for your startup. You can make money with ChatGPT. It's really good, and to me, it's the closest thing to Jarvis from Iron Man, but it's in the baby stages. I'll definitely go check it out. It looks really interesting. It looks really, really interesting. And if, like, I mean, who knows what they're going to do, but if they're going to be doing things with that, like, so a couple of things. I assume one of the things that does is it remembers your preferences, right? It learns about you. And then you don't have to type that shit in every time like you do at ChatGPT. OpenAI has announced that a new version of ChatGPT will have profiles in it so it can remember your stuff. But then if they can get this Pi thing to not only remember who you are, but actually connect to the internet and connect to services where you can say, go book me a site, go transfer money in my bank, go whatever, make me a meal plan and order the shit. That'll be pretty powerful. Does ChatGPT remember everything you said or asked previously and incorporate it in the answer? It does not. What it does, though, it's a little complicated to explain, but it's got what's called a context window. So it's got this 3,000 word kind of sliding window that when you start chatting with it, it'll have memory of those 3,000 words. And then when you are sort of past that many words, the stuff that was at the beginning of the conversation kind of drops out of its memory. That context window is expanding. I think it's up to 8,000 tokens, which is 6,000 words. Yeah, 6,000 words for some people. And it's ultimately going to go to 32,000 words. And there's, at Poe.com, there's 100,000 token model there that, you can put in 75,000 words. So it's got limited memory within the chat session you're in, but it doesn't remember the other chats that you've had. So it does not have that kind of memory. It will at some point in the future. And there's a project called LangChain, where you can build in memory. You can embed the stuff that's generated out of ChatGPT and put it back in a database that you can search, a thing called a vector database. So right now, an important thing about the kind of the stage we are with the technology is a lot of the technology right now is very spit and duct tape. It even though it does really remarkable things, it hallucinates, it lies, sometimes it just freaks out and won't give you an answer. Sometimes it says, I can't give you that answer. Sometimes, like, you want it to remember shit and it can't. So just know that we're very, very early. So a lot of the stuff that you would expect just basic, well-crafted software to do, all of these tools are not going to do. 2 years from now, it's going to be amazing. But by that point, the Kevin McAllister, like this sort of reaction, that'll be a thing of the past. Like, we won't be blown away 2 years from now. Although I'm 6 months in and I still get blown away. Yo, you want to see a cool thing that I did? So let me go find. Terms of service. Google. Terms of service. Is this their terms? Oh yeah, this is a good one. Okay. So here's Google's terms of service. Check this out. Let me flip the old camera and let's go play. I'll show you something I did today that I thought was really kind of fun. All right, so I went to po.com. Oh, is that still there? Hang on. Let me see if my... Oh, yeah, it's still there. Okay. So I went to Wonder Studio, which is this cool 3D thing that launched today. And they had these big, long terms of service. So where I am is I'm at Claude, or I'm at po.com. And then within Po, you've got these 6 different models: Sage, GPT-4, Claude Plus, Claude Instant 100K, Claude Instant, and ChatGPT. And then you have bots you can play with. Claude Instant 100K, this is the thing, you can paste in up to 75,000 words into the chat window and start interacting with it. So I don't know, I've been dealing with computers for probably, at least 45 years. A long fucking time. And I have clicked on accept the terms of service every single time. I've never read terms of service in my life. Never once, not once. So I was at this site today and the terms of service popped up and they were really fucking long. Like this is them, like just scrolling. And so I copied them and I came over to the Claude 100K thing. And then let me keep going. Jesus, it just went on forever. It's all that. So I put in the prompt, please tell me the most important things I am agreeing to in simple 5 to 8 word bullet points. It said, here are the 6 most important things you're agreeing to. Wonder owns all services, no property interest. You license to use, not ownership of services. Limited revocation access rights, indemnify Wonder for any legal claims, no warranties of fitness of services, limit of liability for damages. I'm like, oh, cool. Like I can at least understand those. And if I don't, I can, like let's say, what does the revocation point mean? Question mark. It refers to Wonder's right to revoke or terminate access to the services. Okay, so they can turn the shit off. So basically, they own the stuff they created. You license it. You don't own it. They can take it away when they want. You're not going to sue them for anything. They're not warranting anything. And then they're saying, if you sue us, we're not going to give you shit anyway. Okay, I can live with that. It's something I can play with for free. Awesome. Thumbs up. But like, I mean, that to me is just an amazing use case, right? Where we agree to these things all the time, but I don't know. I've never read them, and now I can. Now you might ask, well, is that exactly? Are those definitely the 6 most important things? They might be. They might not be. And someone who gave more of a shit might actually go look and say, are those the actual 6 most important things? And were they accurate? I don't know. But still, pretty fun. All right. Oh, the other thing, for those of you, I know I've got some return folks. Hey, return folks. What do you call return folks? Fans, subscribers. I don't know. Whatever. People that show up more than once. I found out last night when I was going to bed, I was just like flipping through the old TikTok, and I found out all these lives are recorded, and it automatically chunks them into little snippets. So I posted 2 snippets on my TikTok channel today, I think. And then I'm probably going to put the full sessions of these lives on YouTube, because I don't think there's a way to do the full sessions here on the TikTok, but I'll do it on YouTube. So, and probably because I said that, they're going to boot me off this fucking thing. Whatever. But I thought that was kind of cool. All right. Oh, man, I'm a boomer. It hits me every now and then. Oh, I know. Even a Gen Xer, we used to be the cool kids. Now we're just the old farts. AI can now read your thoughts. It can actually read your thoughts. That's true. It can. They're using fMRI. They're using large language models to read brain scans, and they can recreate pictures that people have seen, videos they've seen. And they got a guy in Italy walking. He had a spinal injury. They're using fMRI scans of his brain. They have him think about moving his legs. They're like, okay, we got those signals. They then Bluetooth them around the injury into electrodes into the base of his spinal cord, and he's walking. Holy shit! Yeah, it's crazy. I want to build a sim racing rig. Any recommendations? I would definitely get a direct drive wheel. That's probably the thing that's the Logitech wheels. Logitech wheels are better than controllers. Controllers just suck for racing. But Logitech wheels it feels like it feels like a play school toy. They're just crappy. So I got the Fanatec GT, and I'm happy with it. And then I got the brake with the load cell, and that makes a difference. So get a load cell brake, get a direct drive wheel, get it used if you can, and don't spend too much money. And then get a seat, get a cool seat. And then race. And then the other thing I would do is get one of those ultra wide, like the 49-inch curved displays, and just mount that bad boy right up against your damn face. And just... And if you're not doing that the whole time you're racing, you're not doing it right. I have Sim Racer's heel, so like all of the tendons on the back of my heel are all like bruised and tight and fucked up, and every time I walk, it feels like my Achilles tendon's gonna snap off. So it's another reason I'm doing these lives, is just to give my heel a chance to give my heel a chance to heal. I've never said that in my life before. All right. I think they did. Told you. I'm telling you, they're going to win the personal AI assistant race. Who? That 1.3 billion company? They might. Yeah, but you know what? Raising money and having a successful company are not at all the same things. In fact, a lot of times raising that much money can be a real burden. But if they've got Bill Gates and Bill Gates, Eric Smith, Reid Hoffman, along with Microsoft and Nvidia. Yeah, they're the real deal. I'll look that up. I'll look at who's behind that. They've obviously got their shit together. That should be really interesting. Very cool. And Inflections is a small company. I know, that's the thing. This technology is just wild. Quick, rename your company something AI. I actually have Storyvine.ai registered. And I have a new version of the platform that fully incorporates AI into it. So that's coming. In fact, I was talking to one of our big clients about it today. They're very excited about it. You know what they said to me, which is astounding? This is fucking madness. So I started and ran an agency for a bunch of years. And so this is a major pharmaceutical company that I was talking to today. And I'm talking to people very high in the organization. And, we're talking to them about what we do today, how we're rolling AI into it, how we're going to use it to generate omni-channel content, and how it's going to, transform everything we do. They said not a single one of their agency partners, and they've got like lots. I think they've got 4 different holding companies. So the holding companies, agency holding companies own all the agencies. And then so like a big pharma company will hire hundreds of agencies, right? So you got 4 major holding companies. 4 out of 4 of those major agency holding companies have said to this large pharmaceutical company, we'll come tell you what you should do about AI. But not a single one of them has said, here's how we're incorporating it into our business to make things more efficient for you. Not one of them. Not one. That's just fucking insanity. What do they think, that their clients aren't going to notice that there are these magical fucking tools that can just write copy and write blog posts, and they're just going to still charge time and materials for, you know, a pen of 30 junior copywriters to spend a month writing them social media content? I don't know, man. It's just weird right now. It's very weird what's going on. So if you own an agency, the clients they know what's going down. They're expecting someone to figure this shit out. And if it isn't you, it's going to be a 10 to 30 person agency that fully embraces AI and comes into a big company, like a big pharma company like that, and says, I can deliver what they deliver in 6 months. I can deliver it in a month for a tenth the cost. As good or higher quality. You in? And the big agencies will be like, well, but we've had a 30-year relationship. You can't fire us. It's going to be crazy, crazy. I predict essay writing will be done in class at uni. Employers will have applicants take tests. I predict employers won't give a shit who does the writing as long as they get what they want. And, well, universities, I think, do essays matter? Why do you write essays? You write essays to demonstrate that you have a grasp of knowledge of the concepts of the thing you're being taught, and then also to teach you to write, so you know you're not a fucking idiot when you go to write an email. Well, we now have these tools that are going to do that shit for us. So does it really matter if you learn how to write, or is it more important that you learn how to tell that thing what to write and have enough knowledge to know if it's good or not? You may or may not need to write. If you enjoy writing, that's a choice. But the entire way all of the tactical execution of business is done is going to change. It's going to change very, very quickly. And I think writing is one of them. If you want to see, there's a really interesting, there's a professor from Wharton called Ethan Mollick, and he's got a piece called Setting Time on Fire and the something of the button. Hang on. I'll tell you what it's called. Setting Time on Fire. Setting Time on Fire, Mollick. Setting Time on Fire and the Temptation of the Button. And what he talks about in this piece, Ethan Mollick is his name. You can go find the piece on LinkedIn. Just look up Ethan Mollick, Mollick. And what he talks about is that all of the tools that we use to write, whether it's Microsoft Word or Google Docs or Notion or Notes or just all of that stuff, is going to have the button in it. And the button is going to be write it for me. Help me write. And what he talks about is, does it really matter how long someone took to write something? Like, what's the goal? Is the goal the end product, or is the goal the process? If the goal is the end product, then does it really fucking matter who wrote it or how it was written if the end product is good? The example that he uses is a student comes to him and says, I want you to write a letter of recommendation so I can get a job. And he says he opens up Microsoft Word and there's the button. Does he press the button? Because if he presses the button, it writes a recommendation letter as good as he would have written it, if not better. but it does it in 30 seconds. And historically, the value of asking someone to write the letter and you taking the time to write the letter, you taking the time demonstrated, you caring for the patient, or for the student. There was value in the time spent. But is the goal to demonstrate the value to the student, or is the goal to get the student a job? Because if the goal is to get the student a job, then it doesn't fucking matter if he pushes the button. But it may dramatically change things for him. Maybe I enjoy writing those letters, but maybe he doesn't. Maybe they're a burden. And I think that's a personal choice we're all going to have to face, right? We're all going to have to confront, what do I value, and where are my talents valued? If I work for an organization that only values my output and really would prefer if I didn't take 2 hours to write an email, then they're going to devalue me and my contributions, right? If I'm an author, there's a guy, sorry, I just dropped my earbuds. There's a guy named Paul Raitzer from the Marketing AI Institute. And he was talking about this on his podcast a week or two ago, where he said, for him, he writes. He doesn't use ChatGPT when he does his writing because him writing is how he thinks. It's how he processes things. So for him, the act of writing is actually more important than the output. But for all the stuff that's not his thinky processing shit, he uses ChatGPT for. So I think we're all going to have to kind of confront with these tools. These tools can do lots, and these tools can help us make pictures and make music and make words and make ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. But maybe I actually like just sitting down with my guitar and writing a song, and I don't give a fuck about this. I like playing with words when it comes to songs. But if I'm doing something for work and I can knock it out in 30 seconds instead of 30 minutes, I'm in. Boom! I'm hitting that button now. Right? So, interesting, Gregory. I don't know. I think universities have to ask themselves what is the purpose of essays? And in a future where you have infinite content generation, is that a skill that's required anymore? I don't know. It might be. For certain professions, it probably will be. Sometimes it crosses wires with another user and answers some random unrelated question. Well, it probably is not answering an unrelated question. What it's probably doing is, so if you understand the way the large language models work, they've been trained on kind of all of the public internet. So think of all of the data out there. So if you write it a really generic kind of request, it will go look everywhere that is potentially semantically related to your request. So if it's very generic, it'll sort of look at all the shit. And then it kind of averages it together and comes up with a probability of what to deliver to you, word by word. And so in doing that, it might pull things that seem not related, but they're somehow connected, and then it mixes them together. But if you do something like act like a New York Times reporter that specializes in Middle East peace talks in the 70s, and then you ask it a question, you've now kind of limited the semantic world in what's called the latent space. You've limited sort of the search area that it's looking in, and then it will likely get more accurate. So that could be a prompting issue. It does hallucinate, though. The thing about how they work is it's a prediction model that's predicting all these words in a row, but it's not actually aware of what it wrote to you, even though it seems like, man, that's really good. That thing must be conscious. No, it's literally like a calculator. You know when you're in Microsoft Word or in Google Docs and you're writing a sentence and it kind of fills in the last 3 words of the sentence in gray? That's sentence completion. That's effectively what it's doing but it's doing it at a really massive scale. Create terms of service bot. I know that was exactly the thought that I had that you could actually, that would probably be a relatively easy plugin to create for Chrome, is that every time that you get to a terms of service page, it would know it, right? Like you could use the large language model to go, is this a terms of service page? And if it is, just automatically send the query to OpenAI and pop up the bulleted list of here's what you're agreeing to. Do you still want to agree to it? Yes, and then it submits it for you. That'd be cool. Can Poe 100K provide code advice by reading large files? I haven't played with Poe. Well, it's not Poe 100K. It's Claude 100K. So it's Anthropic's model, not Poe's. But Claude, Anthropic is a bunch of ex-OpenAI people. So I would assume that it's good at code. I haven't played with it myself personally. But what I would do is just, if you're a coder, just grab a piece of your code, hop over there, paste it in, and ask it to document it or tell you what it is or find a bug in it or something like that. Have it refactor it into C# so it can run in Unity. See what it does. And then go paste it in Unity and see if it works. Oh, there's Ron. Hey, Ron. All right. I got a 30-year relationship with my ex-wife. I am been married now for 34 years. I lost my place. I'm just trying to get back to where I was. What do you think about that submersible using Logitech steering? Well, I don't think it was the steering that was the issue. Apparently it was the carbon fiber. Probably had a bubble in it. I don't know. That's scarier than fuck. I just know that I wouldn't be in a Tinker Toy submarine 2 miles under the ocean. I'd want one that had gone down, 1,000 times successfully. I mean, I know I shouldn't be laughing, but I don't know. You live on the edge. I mean, the guys that free climb, occasionally they fall off a mountain and die. If you're gonna do wacky adventurous shit, sometimes it's gonna catch you. By the way, I'm trying to figure out where I am in my questions. I like to answer all the questions because I'm a codependent. That means I'm codependent with the other people in my life. Is everybody happy? Please tell me everybody's happy. Everybody's happy, right? We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay, right? Yeah. All right. Good evening, Silver Fox. Hello. All right, using AI to understand what whales are saying to each other is the best use of the tech so far. That's super cool. Yep. I mean, that kind of shit is going to be amazing. I heard, I was watching TikTok, where all the good content is. And it was this turkey hunter. He'd been hunting turkeys for like 40 years, and like he learned all the turkey language. And he could like communicate with the turkeys. It's crazy. So yeah, I think AI, translating lots of languages is going to be incredible. Try Solius.pushups. I don't know what those are. All right. What is the company name? I don't know what company you're asking about, Daisy, so just ask the question more clearly. Jim Taylor, they are interested. Not sure what that's in reference to. What's in the glass? Iced coffee. Because, again, after dinner, I got a little sleepy. And I was like, I don't want to do a TikTok live. I know, I'll have coffee. And so that's what this is. I do want to do this. I was just a little sleepy. I had a 30-year relationship with my ex-wife. Are you talking about writers on strike? I'm not, but I'm not part of the WGA, but I've written 7 screenplays, so I have empathy for their fear. I think that the AI provisions in their demands are very short-sighted. I think this is the most powerful writing tool in the history of mankind, and you've got a professional guild of writers saying, fuck it, we're never going to use it. It just seems incredibly short-sighted to me. Why not why not do what the city of Boston did and create the Writers Guild generative AI guidelines for here's the best way writers can utilize these tools. Here's how they shouldn't utilize them. Here's a code of conduct. Here's ethics. Here's a stance on transparency. Because if this stuff is integrated into Microsoft Word and it's integrated into Google Docs and it's integrated in every piece of screenwriting software, is it really realistic that they'll never push the button? Back to that Ethan Mollick piece. Are you going to push the button? You got to turn something around really quick. You're not just going to go, you know what? Fuck it. Let me just block in the outline here. Out comes the outline. I don't know why you wouldn't find a way to take a stance on that other than technological advancement has got to be flushed down the toilet. I mean, honest to God, it's kind of the equivalent of they're all typing on typewriters and the personal computer comes out. And they're like, oh, no, we'll never use that. It's only about typewriters and paper. We've got the whiteout industry to think of here. I don't see it. How long before ChatGPT is working with current data? Well, it is working with current data. So if you go to Bing, that's connected to the internet. So that's GPT-4 connected to the internet. And then if you pay the $20 a month to OpenAI, that's GPT-4 connected to the internet using Bing search. So if you're asking how long is it going to be until the base models are kept up to date in real time, I think that's a long time because how those base models are generated is very, very labor intensive, which is why they're so expensive. Even Elementor now has AI. Yeah, this AI stuff's going to, like, listen, the fact that we're still pointing people to this URL means that it hasn't quite made the shift yet. But this AI stuff's going to be like the internet. It's going to be everywhere. It's going to be in every tool. It's in Slack. Salesforce just announced 10 different AI tools. LinkedIn just announced they're going to do a pile. They're owned by Microsoft, right? So it's going to be in everything. So we're just in this weird little moment at the beginning of the industry where it's kind of this ghetto off to the side. That's not going to last long. It's coming, people. I'm telling you. It's coming. What's in mind is written and spoken. People will need to speak. Whoever speaks better does better. Musings of Vida or Vida. Well, musings. What's in mind is written and spoken. People will need to speak. Whoever speaks better does better. I don't quite know what point you're making there, but that's really interesting. From a philosophical standpoint, what I think ChatGPT is a giant humanity mirror, right? It was trained up on like all the shit that we've written on the internet for the past 35 years, 40 years, 50 years. It's trained up on all that, and then when you interact with it, and the thing it gives you back, it's some sort of reflection of humanity. So there might be a corollary to your sentence there that includes, whoever asks the tool best and will get the best answer, and then I don't know. There might be some corollary there. Anyway, I agree with the premise. My concern is that there's going to be volumes of inaccurate information. Well, there will. Assuming that a couple of things. The machines are not prompting themselves, right? So some of the machines are prompting themselves with autonomous agents. That's a separate conversation. But in general, when people talk about AI, they're like, the AI wrote this, or the AI lied, or the AI did this, or the AI did that. No. A human being prompted the AI to give them something. If that human being then didn't proofread that shit, then they're an idiot, right? The AI made a mistake. Okay, you can make a mistake in Microsoft Word and you can type a citation that's a lie. You can do that manually. All right, so now we have a tool that accelerates bad research, right? But if I'm the human being putting my name on something and putting it out into the world, it's on me to make sure that that's right. It's on me to understand this tool well enough to understand that it hallucinates and to understand if I'm going to have it write a legal opinion for me and cite cases to back that argument, it's on me to go check and make sure that those cases actually support the argument or exist at all. There was a lawyer 3 weeks ago that gave a legal case to a judge that ChatGPT wrote, and he didn't check the citations. He's a fucking idiot. So I don't disagree with you, DJ, that there's going to be lots of inaccurate information. As these tools get more sophisticated, that number will come down, and there will also be tools to be able to go in and say, let's retroactively go look at stuff and figure out if it's accurate, if it's misinformation, if it's original content, if anything's been modified from the original publishing in this publication on this date by this author that is verified. So again, just right now we're early, so I understand your concern. I think it's a valid concern. I think it gets, I think it's important diminishes as more sophisticated tools come along. Here's the deal. I think the 2024 election, there's going to be so much misinformation and so much, deep fakes and just like horrific amounts of synthesized content that I think there's going to be a backlash to it. And there's going to be whole industries built out of authenticating content. So that I'm actually really excited about. But I think we're going to have to go through the shit first. I think Wittgenstein would love AI composition. The goal is transmitting thought, not mere expression. Yep, I agree with that. I don't know Wittgenstein, but the idea of transmitting thought and not mere expression is an important one. And I really do think that using these tools is making me smarter. It's making me more curious. It's educating me. It's increasing the quality of my work. It's increasing the quantity of my work. There's in the advertising world, there used to be this saying, good, fast, cheap. Good, fast, cheap. You can have one. You can have two of the three, right? What I'm sensing with this generative AI stuff is, what if you could have all three? I think that's kind of the world we're entering. And that's fascinating to me. Can an agency turn something around in a week that's as good as what they would have delivered in a month for half the price? Probably. And I think there's going to be whole agencies built around that. And then I just know the agency world. Take that to any other business out there. Take that to lawyers and, I don't know, all knowledge workers, consultants, all that sort of stuff. So I think it's going to elevate the level of thought. It's going to accelerate it. I don't know. Don't know what's going to happen. Money loves speed, or speed loves money. Writing helps us think logically. The goal is the process. We want an informed citizenry. Writing helps some people think logically. Other people think visually. Other people learn experientially. I don't know that that's a blanket statement that's true. If I'm not good at writing, then if I'm not good at writing and I have a tool that can help me write better and can get my not well articulated ideas into a form that are now well articulated, does the fact that I didn't write them mean that that's not a good idea? No. Right? If I'm not good with words, but I'm actually good at recognizing a good idea when I see it, I could say, hey, I'm kind of a dum-dum, but I kind of have this dumb, vague idea. And it generates something powerful and clear. Why is that a bad thing? And isn't there a possibility that that person gets smarter as a result of that interaction? So I don't know that the lack of people doing writing necessarily follows that we're going to be an ill-informed society. I think it could go the other way. I could be wrong. I don't know. Critical thinking won't go away. No, I think DJ. Critical thinking gets more important forever. I think critical thinking becomes the new superpower. I think critical thinking becomes the new skill that's really required. Horizontal thinking, critical thinking. What am I trying to accomplish? Who's it for? What does success look like? Does the shit that this stuff produced does it actually solve that problem? That's all critical thinking. Let this stuff do the blocking and tackling of the tactical execution. You sit there as a conductor, sort of conducting the orchestra of these tools and other people. Use your brain. This potentially frees us from being intellectual cogs in the wheel, right? If it does all the tactical shit, what's left? Raise it up a notch. Critical thinking, strategy, wisdom. So yes, DJ. Yes. Yes, critical thinking, good. Me like it, critical thinking. Does anyone else have a thing with critical thinking? It's like, it's critical. It's like it's negative. It's like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. All right. All right. Know any good AI that takes a line drawing like a cartoon and could color it based on historical strips? I haven't tried that exactly. I think you could probably do that in Midjourney with the remixing tool. You could most certainly do that with Photoshop's generative fill. And then with stable diffusion, you could probably do it with ControlNet. So I would say if you've got access to Photoshop, download the Photoshop beta, try it with generative fill where you highlight part of the drawing and then say color this in like on historical data and see what it does. I think that might be the way to do it. I want to use Photoshop generative fill on old family photos and memories. Any advice? Well, Photoshop historically had some really interesting, what did they call them? Something filters. They were like AI filters. They had one for old photos that would like clean them up and stuff like that. I would just go start experimenting. If you haven't played with generative fill, I can show it here. It's really, you just highlight the photo and then sort of invert it if you want to sort of expand the photo or make it bigger. But you could probably also just, select something and say, clean up the dust and scratches, and it probably will. Hello, Silver Fox. How do I make the easiest money with this? You can make money with ChatGPT. I don't know. There's not easy money with anything. Money ain't easy. If you haven't been here before, here's my philosophy on making money with ChatGPT or whatever, generative AI, Midjourney, any of them. These tools are tools. They're tools. And how you make money with tools is how you make money in general. You figure out a way to use that tool to solve a problem for someone well enough that they're willing to pay you money for it. So what does that look like? I don't know. I've talked a lot about it tonight. Could you start an agency that can out-deliver a traditional agency by 10x and start that business and make it profitable? Probably. Could you use this thing to write really clever T-shirts and sell print-on-demand stuff? Yeah, probably. Is every print-on-demand entrepreneur out there thinking the exact same thing? Absolutely. So I think the trick with making money with any of these things is you've got to learn the tools first. So again, the reason I have these behind me, if you haven't played with ChatGPT, go there. And then if you don't really understand prompting and how to start getting the most out of that, go to this thing here, prompts.chat. It's just like a little primer document, and it's got a whole list of different personas. So you could tell ChatGPT to act like a startup coach and have it coach you through using generative AI to start a business that really leverages the advantages of that and gets you a business. The easy money piece is there's never any easy money. The people that are saying you can make money with ChatGPT, you know how they're making money with ChatGPT? People paying them to tell them how to make money with ChatGPT. How do I know that? Because if they were making money with ChatGPT, they wouldn't be making stupid fucking videos, making asses of themselves. Right? I wish easy money were a thing. I'm 11 fucking years into this business. Is it a successful business? Yes. Is it easy money? Fuck no. Is it a great idea? Yes. Is it great enough that I'm fucking, living high on the hog with the easy money? No. Easy money's hard. How can I use AI to win arguments with my wife? That's solid. I'll tell you. Well, it depends on the definition of win and which battles you want to fight. Because winning an argument with your wife logically is not the same as winning an argument with your wife. So I will not give marital advice here. I would say it probably depends on the tolerance of your wife to be proven wrong on any given point. What I can tell you that ChatGPT would actually probably be good at is if you explain to it the kinds of fights you get in with her and what you try to do and then what she does and where things blow up. Like, I assume you've been married long enough that you can articulate that. I bet it's very good at giving you advice on how to change your behavior to unfuck up your relationship. I haven't tried that. I just get in a fight. My wife's from the Bronx, so fighting's part of our love language. You need us to give you better prompts. That's so true. I know. I always use the same old stupid ass prompts. It's so true. Maybe I'll do that next time. Yes, next time I show something. You've written 7 screenplays. Yeah, I've written 7 feature-length screenplays, a one-man show that I performed off Broadway, and then I've probably started another 10 screenplays. I actually had ChatGPT. This was fun. I took one of my screenplays that I actually liked the plot of, but I didn't really know the outline wasn't complete. I'd written 2 scenes and like 2/3 of an outline. I had it finish my outline. Then I had it rewrite the outline as a murder mystery, rewrite the outline as a comedy. Then I had it read the first 2 scenes and write a 3rd scene, and it sucked, and it just got it all wrong. And then I said, no, that's all wrong. And I said, use these characters instead of the ones you picked and have this be the plot. And then it blocked out something that was something I could have worked with. So, yeah. I like the words. Words are power. I want to create a character in Midjourney for a kid's book. How do I keep the same character? So, it's not super easy. I'll show you a thing okay. There's a feature in Midjourney called remixing. So I would go watch some YouTube videos on that. You can also upload an image. So you could generate an image that you're really happy with. You can then upload that image back in, and it could even work good. If you generate a character that you like, take it into Photoshop or just generate it on a flat background, so there's nothing behind it really, like a green screen kind of looking thing. You can then upload that image into Midjourney and then describe that character in a new scene, and it will kind of take that and put it in a new scene. It's not a perfect way to do it. Creating consistent characters across, like in different scenarios, that's one of the toughest things to do right now. In Stable Diffusion, there's a new project called ControlNet that's designed to do exactly that, but it's super fucking complicated. So unless you want to really geek out, if you want to geek out, go look up Stable Diffusion ControlNet and start dicking around with that. But let me show you. I'll show you because people might be into it. I'll show you a Midjourney, how to use Midjourney where you can upload an image. This was a thing I did last night. So Midjourney now has this unzoom feature. So we did this model. Someone wanted to know about doing fashion in Midjourney, so we did that, and then we used unzoom to create the whole image. That was pretty cool. Okay, so see how this guy uploaded this photo, and then he said close up of grizzled 1800s cowboy sunset. So it's taking that face and incorporating it into those images. So let me show you how to do that. I can actually just grab it. Well, no, I'll show you how to do it. I'll show you with one of my images. We'll take a stupid image. All right, here's a stupid image of me. All right, so right now I'm in Midjourney. So if you haven't used Midjourney before, you have to do it in Discord, which is this chat program where you've got different communities over here. I'm in the AI Salon, which is a community I started. We're in a Midjourney channel, so we're going to make images, and then over here, this is just a Finder window. I'm on a Mac, so I'm going to grab that photo that I found, and I'm going to drag that into the chat window. So you see it here, and I'm going to hit return. And so that now uploaded that stupid fucking picture of me. Sometimes it hits me what an idiot I really am. Oh, good Lord. All right, hang on. All right. So now that that's uploaded there, you can right click on the image and say copy link, or on a Mac, control click. And then I'm going to do /imagine like you just do with a normal prompt. But instead of starting the prompt, I'm actually just going to paste in that image of me. So I copied the link from this image, pasted it in here. And now I just hit space, and I'll do, actually, I'll just go copy his his prompt here. His name is also Kyle. And let's get another Kyle in a. And so now you should see some stupid version of me in a cowboy hat. So this isn't perfect. Like you'll see that what it'll give us should be something in the neighborhood, but it's not going to be perfectly consistent. But that's probably the best way to do it. The other thing that I would say, what's your name, Camille, is if you can use a more stylized illustration style, so like a watercolor or something that's more loose than really tight illustration, that'll make it easier. Because if you generally have like a white bunny with gray ears, and it doesn't have to exactly be the same bunny. That's pretty funny. It gave me all these pensive, I look very concerned. I look emotionally disturbed. But anyway, that's sort of me. Those are all sort of cowboy me, modern cowboy. It's like Midnight Cowboy. It's like Midnight Cowboy if they did some different casting. So hopefully that helps. Oh, by the way, I mentioned before the AI Salon. So the salon.ai, if you go to that URL, this is a community that I started called the AI Salon. We meet every other week. We're meeting next Wednesday. We normally meet on Tuesdays, but next Tuesday is 4th of July. So we're meeting on Wednesday next week. And we're doing a thing called AI Confessionals, which is fun, which is basically anyone on the call they have 10 minutes to talk about a project they're working on or something they learned or something like that. And that URL is a link tree to the meetups and the Discord server that I was just on, and our LinkedIn group and things like that. So that's something cool to go join if you're curious about this AI stuff and want to hang out with a bunch of dweeb nuts like myself going, this AI thing's pretty cool. I think it may transform my job. Holy shit, I think it really may transform my job. Oh my God, what do I do now? It's a lot of that. And it's actually really interesting because it's a group that's got, it's people from all different professions, and it's people at all different levels of experience from, we have some people in there that like work on machine learning and like build these models. And then we've got other people in there who haven't even tried it yet. They're like, I'm a little scared. Where do I start? And then everything in between. And it's what's cool is no matter where you are, there's someone in there that's going through some version of what you are. But we don't go to school just to learn to be good employees, but we actually do. That's what current school's all about. It's like learn to be a cog in the wheel. That's what I think needs to change, Gregory. Does Google penalize AI written text for SEO? What if Google AI writes it? So they did a very quick turnaround. So they initially, when OpenAI blew up, so I don't know if you know this, but OpenAI, ChatGPT, when they launched it, it went from 0 to 100 million users in 6 weeks. It was the fastest adoption of technology in history. The World Wide Web, it took 6 years to get to 100 million users. ChatGPT took 6 weeks. So the initial salvo from Google was, if you use ChatGPT, we're going to penalize you for SEO. And then within about a month, they reversed that and they said, well, it's not really if it was written by AI, we're going to penalize you. It's if it's not like writing that's of value, we're going to penalize you. Now, how are they determining it's writing of value? They're probably using AI to analyze it. Now, that doesn't mean they're saying, was this written by ChatGPT? What they're probably saying is this just, bullshit, overwritten, SEO injected crap? Or is this actually in context of whatever other shit that's around it? Is probably how they're doing that. So no, I don't think they're penalizing. They are penalizing non-useful content. I don't know how they're determining that. These new GPT LLM tools are much too powerful to ignore. Totally agree. That's the thing. That's why this channel's here. That's why I have a bunch of URLs behind my head nightly. Is just, if you haven't played with this shit, play with it. You owe it to yourself to play with ChatGPT until you have a Kevin McAllister moment. It can do that? Really? Could it do that again? Oh. What if it did the thing I do? Oh, it can do that? You need to go through that moment of angst. You really do. Because on the other side of that is, could it do this thing I've always wanted to do or that thing I've always wanted to do? Could it translate my grandma's Hungarian letters into English so I can read them? Yes. And in fact, the new GPT-4, whenever they release the image generation stuff or the image reading stuff, GPT-4 is multimodal. They just haven't released it yet. It's going to be able to read images. So you can scan handwritten stuff in a different language, and it will just read that shit for you. And you can interact with it. It's crazy. It's coming. It's coming, I tell you. TikTok just blasted me to the bottom of the comments again. You know what it does that. All right. Perplexity. I think Perplexity's good, although I haven't played with it a lot. I've heard a lot of people mention it, so I think Perplexity's pretty interesting. I went to it and tried to use it like I use ChatGPT, and it didn't give me good writing, so I don't quite know the purpose of it. So that might be a user error on my point. What's up with DataBot? I have no fucking idea. What is DataBot? Let's go look. DataBot. Or BORT. DataBot. DataBot AI platform. Deliver value from AI. Can help you solve your most pressing challenges, make better business decisions, healthcare, optimize patient care, accelerate research. Oh, that's Data Robot. Databot.app.com. The virtual talking robot. It's a droid designed to serve you. It answers with its voice requests upon topics you're interested in. We'll see if it's interesting. Robobot Studio. Virtual Assistant Databot. Oh, this looks like a game company. Yeah, this is a game company. So I think we're going to see a lot of this. I could be wrong, but this looks like a game company that's making a pivot. So what game companies have is they have a bunch of 3D models, and if they have games that aren't selling or games that are shitty, they can slap a 3D model in front of a voice synthesis engine on top of ChatGPT, and they can make a pretty. They can very quickly spin up bots that you can talk to. So I think we're going to see a ton of this shit. So I don't know if these guys could be really good. Drunken Pirates Caribbean Duel, Chatbot Expansion 2.0. Looks like they've been doing this for a while if they've got a 2.0 bot. A space RPG. Yeah, they look like an indie game studio that's jumping on the AI bandwagon. It's probably some cool stuff in there. Like, who's going to win at that? Companies like Apple that build it into the operating system. But if they can figure out a creative thing for that bot to do, other than just it looks cool and talks to you. Like I played with a bot a month or two ago that was basically, for all you Gen Xers out there, remember Kit from Knight Rider? There was a Kit bot that you could talk to it and it talked back to you like the car, and it had the like little flashing red light. The Internet of Things built transhumanism. Yep. AI is still a subordinate in comparison to the mind. Yes, this is just a calculator right now. So Microsoft calls their AI bot Copilot. That's the right branding, right? We're the pilot. They're the co-pilot. We go first. These tools aren't acting on their own, and even the ones that are acting on their own are doing it very poorly. So, yes, these machines are God damn it. These are tools. These are tools that we get to use. They happen to be like the most powerful tools ever put in the hands of mere mortals. So we're really lucky to be able to play with them, but they're just tools. We get to decide what we do with them. Why I talk so much about transformation in business is, as business owners and as business customers start to understand what these things make possible, they're going to make demands of their employees and of their vendors to start being as efficient as they know they can be. And that's going to change everything. When a large pharmaceutical company goes to an advertising holding company that's been doing work the way they do it for 60 years and demands that they change their business model, some shit's going to happen. And we're not that far from that. I was in that conversation today. AI is still, was that what I just said? Self-meta. Not sure what that means, but cool. Is that like self-awareness? Agency, schmagency, billable hours, blah. Yeah, exactly. It's good work if you can get it. It's just, I think it's going to go in the legal profession. I think it's going to go in the agency world. I think billable hours for knowledge workers, I don't think they can stay. I just don't think, and it's not that agencies won't want to charge for it. It's that at some point there's going to be a tipping point where clients are not willing to pay for it anymore. If AI is still unable to think for itself and will never be able to, it appears. Well, stoic. Listen, if we mark November 30th as day one of this generative AI era, we say that the past 3 decades have been building the foundation for us to be able to have a tool called ChatGPT that we get to play with and all these image tools and things like that. We're 6 months in to this new era. So the fact that ChatGPT can't think for itself right now, if you think that it's going to be like, even remotely like what it is now, a year from now, you're gravely mistaken. I guarantee you I know there are companies that are building layers that sit on top of these large language models that give them the ability to have memory, to to have reasoning, to have things like that. So wherever it is today is as bad as it's going to get, and things are progressing so quickly, I can't keep my head around it. It's insane right now. So don't assume that these things don't get much better much more quickly. How long will it be until they're actually aware of what they're saying and can be self-reflective? I don't know. That could be 5 years. That could be 10 years. But we're going to have things within the next year or two that make the stuff that we're playing with today look just like child's play. And I mean, again, back to the early days of the web, like the early websites you could build, they were incredibly basic. It was like a blue underlined word. You clicked on it and it took you to another page with blue underlined words on it. You could barely use images. All the images were left justified because the center tag didn't work on images. That's when I started in building websites, was when the center tag didn't apply to images. We invented a whole series of pixel high images to scooch images toward the center of a page. That was innovation in my day. So that's where we are right now with these large language models. They're like incredibly basic. They're incredibly simple, and there's not a lot of application sitting on top of them. But is it coming? And what was that other one called? That one that just raised $1.003 billion? What was that? I don't know what it was. Well, whatever. All right, AI Learning Lab, best business to start with AI as a beginner. I don't know what your specialty is, so I would say, or what your expertise is. If you're a beginner, what I would say is start learning how to use these tools to do what you already do. So if you're a copywriter, get good at getting good results for copywriting out of that thing. If you're a project manager, have it come up with plans. If you're a small business consultant, have it come up with business advice, figure out a way to put in, client problems and have it help you come up with ideas. So start with what you know, right? Because this thing, if you just say, give me 10 business ideas, it's going to give you 10 business ideas. And one of them might be exciting, but if you don't actually have passion for it or knowledge about it, it's just going to be this hollow exercise. So I'd say, go back to, what are you good at? Are you an organized person or are you an ideas person, right? Like, just start with like basic personality type. Are you more a wizard or a warrior? All right. If you're more like a wizard, you're going to do creative ideation, So figure out who you are, then figure out, okay, what skills do I have? And even if they're minimal, say, okay, let me go play with ChatGPT until I understand enough about this to know how to apply it to the things I know. Because it will generate shit, and if it's stuff that you'll go, ooh, that's good, that's bullshit. That's good, that's bullshit. That's good, that's bullshit. And the minute you can start to do that, then you'll start to get a sense of, ooh, maybe AI could help me do this faster or give this kind of high quality content cheaper than my competitors could. So that's where I'd start with you, what you like, what you know, what you do, and then figure out, business is always, someone has a problem. If you solve it for them in a way that's valuable enough, they pay you money. That's a business. I'd like to have a 6-inch meatball sub, please, with Dr. Pepper. That's very good. Our service must be human inspired. Leverage the tactics. Yes, it does. Meta victory. You're with lots of quips tonight. I like it. Pull out a business plan and execute, or have ChatGPT write you a business plan and execute. But still, it's all about the execution. The plan is really nothing. How's crypto blockchain affected by AI? Any particular crypto benefits? Yes. So here's the deal with crypto and blockchain. I think it's very, very synergistic with AI. I think right now it's not obvious, but I think after the 2024 U.S. presidential election, it's going to be patently obvious that we need some sort of fucking tokenization system to be able to verify humans and verify content and verify authenticity and verify change histories and provenance and things like that. So I think there's a role, whether it's blockchain technology or some other tokenization technology, whether it's NFTs. There's a role for it because, imagine having a Twitter-like service where you know that every person on the service is an actual human being. And then you know that on that service, if the post that someone posted has a white line around it, then that means it's blockchain verified that that's something that person wrote and it hasn't been modified. That's blockchain technology, right? That could be an NFT. That could how it actually gets implemented is I'm less concerned about. But I think having trusted sources with trusted human beings and trusted engagements and trusted media is going to be something that becomes really critical because this generative AI stuff is going to be able to generate stuff that is so convincingly real, even when it's not, that it's going to be a major problem that's got to be solved. So I think AI drives the adoption of crypto and NFTs and probably some other technologies. If you haven't looked into it, look into WorldCoin, which is Sam Altman. So Sam Altman is the CEO of OpenAI, and Sam Altman has a new company called WorldCoin that on the surface is creepy as fuck. So what it is, I wish I had something that was like it. But if you go look it up, you can probably find a picture of it. Oh, here's an orb. It's an orb kind of like this. Oh, you can't see it. It's an orb kind of like that, but it's a little smaller. But it's got a hole in one side, and you hold it up to your eye, and it scans your iris, and it verifies that you're human, and then they give you some WorldCoin, right? So it's a cryptocurrency that you don't get that cryptocurrency unless you've been verified human. And so what he's doing is he's trying to create a network of verified humans that you can build applications and services on top of, right? So build a new Twitter on top of this verified human network. So he's got arguably the most innovative and powerful company in the world right now, and his side project is a human verification system. So that's something. That is something. I'm a travel agent, and this is a dream for me. Did 3 tonight, verifying tomorrow. Boom. Yes, that's awesome. There's something AI can't do. Yes, there's many things AI can't do. Good evening, Troy. How are you? Thank you for the kind words. If you would it looks like we got some new folks in here. If you would, tap the screen, let people know we're here. And if you want to share the live, that would be awesome. And if you're new here, my name's Kyle Shannon. This is the AI Learning Lab. Let me pop out of the way of these URLs behind my head and explain what they are for the new folks. So the top thing there is ChatGPT's official website. Go there and start playing while you hear me ramble on about nonsense. Bing.com is Microsoft's search engine, but if you click on the chat button, that's GPT-4, and you get to play with it for free. And then Poe.com has 6 different large language models you can play with, including one from Anthropic that's got 100,000 token context window, which basically means you can paste an entire novel into it and start interacting with it, or a screenplay, or giant terms of service, or legal documents, or just whatever. It's pretty amazing. And then prompts.chat is it's a document that'll teach you about prompting, so how to play with these tools up here. And then it'll give you some ideas about personas that you can tell ChatGPT to act like an accountant or a screenwriter or a comedian or I don't know, there's like 1,000 of them in there. And then futurepedia.io is a directory with like 4,000 AI tools, all categorized and organized, and I can't keep up with the shit anymore. So when people ask me specifics like, what do you use other than ChatGPT? I'm like, go there. All right. ChatGPT, best prompt model for entrepreneurs. Just GPT-4. Either go to Bing or GPT-4 at OpenAI. If you want to check out a site, there's a cool site. A guy that I know from here on TikTok named Mackenzie Bose. He's got an app that he created called GPT Boss, which is a whole bunch of different personas he's created that sit on top of GPT-4. And it's got a whole bunch of generators in there, but he's got like an accountant and a copywriter and a marketing manager and a HR professional and a business coach. And they're all people that you hire. And so basically you go to his site and then you pay whatever it is and you get a certain amount of credits. And then you can use your different employees to do different aspects of your business. So at a minimum, that's worth checking out just because it's a really interesting application. Thank you, Jen. I appreciate that. It's a really interesting application sitting on top of ChatGPT or the GPT-4 APIs. Dude, stop playing with your hair. I see it coming out in clumps. Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, I broke the glue. Oh, this is bad. Here, wait. I got to put some water in it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, there we go. That's good. I look like I'm trying to be a teenage rock and roller. Oh, Jesus. I look like that dude at the club that just stands in the corner awkwardly looking at all the young girls like, hey, ladies. I disturbed myself. All right. And by the way, that was a solid troll. Thank you. I appreciate that. What should I use, Bard or ChatGPT? The one I have over my head. ChatGPT. 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 Do you see Bard on the list? No. When Bard sucks less, I'll put Bard on the list. But Bard is a giant hot pile of dumpster trash right now. Which is ironic because Google fucking invented the transformer, which is the T in ChatGPT. Did you know that? Generative, pre-trained, transformer. GPT, generative, pre-trained, transformer. Transformer, invented by Google. Bard, sucks. Why? Here's my theory. Google invents this thing and realizes, kids, if we release this into the wild, it completely threatens our search business. So let's not do that. Boss, we released that paper about transformers out to the developer community. You think that's going to be okay? Yeah, no one's going to do anything with it. Nobody reads those papers. Hello, ChatGPT. 100 million users in 6 weeks. Google freaking the fuck out. We've got AI too. We invented it. Here's Bard. Oh, that sucks. Here's Bard too. That's what's happening right now. I don't think how I characterize them is how they're acting, but there's some shit going down. Purpose of ed is to create an informed citizenry. The mentality that education is vocational is something. Oh no, it just jumped me to the bottom again. God dang it. God dang it. TikTok with your fancy, how we ended up with the politicians that we have in power. Oh yeah, I don't disagree with that. No, I agree with you, Gregory, that the educational institutions need to change. I'm just saying that the current ones do educate for vocational. They need to get to more critical thinking. I think AI is going to force that. I think AI is a forcing function. Had that moment, pretty sure Skynet is an inevitability at this point. Maybe. We'll see. What are the main dangers with AI? Well, there's all the hallucination stuff that we talk about, meaning because these tools don't understand what they're creating, they'll like give you stuff that looks like truth that's not. So there's that. It also is really, 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 really good at generating lots and lots of content, and it will generate content from any point of view you want it. So you can make a whole lot of convincing content that isn't true. So the misinformation is a danger. The video and image generation stuff is getting better and better and better. I think by the 2024 election, the text to video technology is probably going to be good enough that we might not be able to tell that it was AI generated. Right now, you can definitely tell. It's all creepy as fuck. But the images, Midjourney's photography stuff right now is getting very, very close that you can't tell. So video's not too far behind. So deep fakes and just very, very convincing misinformation is big stuff. And then you start to get into these new things called autonomous agents, where the AI is prompting itself and taking actions on your behalf. So rather than you just prompting ChatGPT, hey, write me a song, you say to ChatGPT, hey, I'm going to give you a goal. And the goal is go out and find any computers on the internet you can that are running this version of Windows with this tech vulnerability that hasn't been patched, and exploit that vulnerability, and then send me back a list of login access keys for all of those computers and tell me what's on them. And it will just start prompting itself, and it will go start doing shit, right? So those kind of tools in the hands of as they call them, bad actors. Having a degree in theater, whenever I hear bad actor, I have a very different definition of that. But nasty people. If you get the nasty people using these powerful tools, they're going to do nasty things with the powerful tools. So that's a danger. And then you've got so one of the things that you'll notice if you play with ChatGPT or with Bard or with Anthropic, with Claude, is that there's safety guardrails built in. So if you say, hey, I want to hurt someone or myself, or I want to do some damage to a building with a boom boom thing, it'll say, hey, yeah, we're not going to go ahead and do that. We're not going to let you do anything that's harmful. But there's a bunch of open AI or open source large language models that don't have those safety guardrails on them. So the open source community's got access to tools that don't have all that safety, and so they can do all sorts of crazy shit. So that's that. One of the reasons I do this channel is I firmly believe that the more people that we can get using these tools to bend these tools toward the good are going to have a disproportionately positive effect on the impact of the trajectory of AI. So those are some of the dangers. There's probably lots more. If you haven't seen 2001: A Space Odyssey, where the AI kind of takes over the ship, I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that. Yeah. So, all right. There's some AI-generated game asset companies emerging. Yep, of course. All the Gregs in the house. What's up? Greg gang. Is it possible to query ChatGPT on a smart speaker? Someone in the lives told me that they just found out that Alexa has it. I don't know if that's true. I don't have Alexa. I created I didn't create it. I watched a TikTok of someone that created an automation on the iPhone that you tell Siri, you use a different phrase for Siri, and it'll talk to ChatGPT. So I think there's a bunch of those out there. And then there's one called Ask Annie. Ask Someone. There's an app called Ask Someone. That's a talkie interface. I saw a Knight Rider one. I don't know. So it's definitely possible, but you probably have to hack it together yourself right now. But again, give it 6 months. Because if you don't think, Alexa is going to have full on chat GPT like capability and everything else you talk to out there is going to have, like, everything's going to have this. It's going to be in everything. It's in Snapchat. It's going to be in everything. How do you access? Oh, plugins in GPT-4. I just signed up. Let me show you that because that is not intuitive. Okay, you go to ChatGPT. You can make money with ChatGPT. So you're here, you got your chat history down the left. If you've paid your $20, you've got this plus thing, and you should see GPT 3.5 and GPT-4. In mine, you'll see these 3 options. Yours will probably only have 1. That's because you need to go to your settings, and then you need to go to beta features, that second option, and turn them on. So browse with Bing and plugins are beta features that you explicitly have to activate. And then once you activate them, now you'll see these things here. And so how you play with plugins, you click on plugins and there's this little drop-down menu that appears. And you pop it open and you see it says 2 of 3 enabled. And then I have this whole long list of crap. So this is the list of crap of plugins that I have installed, but installed is different than enabled. Let me explain that. So installed basically just means this is kind of my short list of plugins. In any given chat session, you can activate up to 3. So let's activate, we'll do Instacart, OpenTable, and I will do Get Your Guide. And then, so what I've, ostensibly created here is like a food kind of app where if I ask it anything about food or restaurants or groceries, it will fire off an appropriate plugin. Like if it can just answer it on its own, it will, but it might fire off a plugin. So let's say this. What are some good places for good places for a plate of meaty goodness? We'll see if I can figure that out. I assume that's going to fire open OpenTable. I need a bit more information. Can you please tell me your current location? Oh, right. I didn't tell what the city I was in. I'm in Denver. ... North Denver. All right. Using OpenTable. So now it's fired off that plugin. Here are some restaurants in North Denver that you might enjoy. 100% Day Agave. Kona Grill. I've heard of that one. All right, so I'm going to stop here. I'm going to say, what are 3 dishes from Kona I might like? Please describe them. So here's what I'm going to do. Wait, I'm sorry for the inconvenience. I don't have real-time access. Oh, that's not true. Huh, it didn't like that. Let's see. Can you give me the menu of Kona Grill? Sorry for the confusion. So now it seems to have lost the fact that it was giving me something from OpenTable. Anyway, so let me try another thing here. I'll say, give me a keto meal plan for tomorrow. And this should do this pretty quick. Keto-friendly breakfast, grilled chicken salad, baked salmon for dinner, handful of almonds, Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. And then the last thing it says here, would you like me to create a shopping list for these items? Yes. And that will fire off, what you call it? I can never, Instacart. So there's Instacart. So this is how plugins work. They sometimes get called, they sometimes don't. They sometimes work, they sometimes don't. Sometimes they're so fucking brilliant, you're like, oh my God, this is the future. And then sometimes they're so bad, you're like, why do these exist? And that's just where we are right now. But there's like keto meal plan, right? So here's my personalized shopping list for my little keto meal day tomorrow. So that's pretty cool. So that's that. And then if you want to get more plugins, you go to your little list here and you scroll to the bottom and you go to the plugin store. And then the plugin store has piles and piles of new plugins. So hopefully that helps. Let's see how many there are. 148 times 4. So almost 600. 600 plugins. Top agencies. Find top marketing agencies. Amazing talker. Elevate your language learning at any level with personalized one-on-one online lessons from tutors across the world. Face the facts. MixerBot, chat video, summarize videos from YouTube. There's lots of those. So anyway, that is plugins. It's getting hot in here. I do declare, I'm getting a little moist. Is it warm in here or is it me? my. Oh. Ha. All right. Yes, the AI tools are very poor, and unfortunately, they're starting to be used in healthcare. Dr. Rosalind, PhD. Yeah, I know. I mean, it's fortunate and unfortunate. I think that they've been using AI. They've been trying to use AI in medical for a long, long time, and it's been very sort of specialized and vertical. I think these new generative AI tools are going to help, kind of proliferate it into other parts of patient engagement and practice management. But yeah, I heard a story. I was talking to someone today, and they were talking about this guy was talking about his wife is a nurse and works at this place that's using some AI tool that's supposed to make all their record management easier, and it's like dramatically overcomplicated it, right? So I think there's going to be a lot of misses. I'm going to turn on the air conditioner. It's getting hot all of a sudden. I think a storm's coming in. Yeah, so I think we're going to have probably the next 2 to 3 years. These tools are just going to be a disruptive force. It's going to be a disruptive shit show. So yeah, but I think in the end, I mean, there was an interesting. I don't know where I saw this, so it might be worth seeing if you can find it. But there was a study that was done maybe a month or so ago where they had patients interact with ChatGPT doctors, and then they interacted with real doctors, and then they surveyed them, and the patients overwhelmingly preferred the ChatGPT doctors because they said they were more competent and they were more empathetic. So there might be some advantages that these generative tools can help free doctors from doing some of the more mundane paperwork things is a possibility. It's a longer term one, but they could also help with bedside manners or kind of extending patient engagement in some way. So there's something promising there, but I agree with you. It's a bit of a shit show right now. Can AI provide comments on Bitcoin Cash that doubled in one day? Yeah, I mean, like either go get a story about it or go get some data from the day, or get data for the last 3 months and just paste it in that shit and say, tell me what's going on here. It's really good at that. It's the stock market, though. Whether or not it can predict that in the future, that's a whole nother can of worms. People have been trying to do that shit for, hundreds of years. They should be better by now. Not sure what you're talking about, but I agree. They should be better by now. AI is not that impressive yet. Can't wait for the future. It's still kind of basic. Really? On what in what context? Have you asked it to code for you? It's still kind of basic. Have it write a table comparing 6 different complex theories of philosophy. Is basic? I don't know. Basic isn't quite the right word. It's the tools themselves are basic, but what this shit is actually doing, like the depth of knowledge, I feel like I could spend the next decade at ChatGPT figuring out what the fuck it makes possible. Any GPT large language model, OpenAI, national or international conferences worth attending? It's only 6 months old. So, I mean, large language models have been around for longer than that. So I would assume there are. My guess right now would be anything large language model or machine learning conferences are going to be much more technical geared than usage geared. There's a guy I'm a fan of named Paul Raitzer. He's got a thing called the Marketing AI Institute, and he's got a conference for marketers using AI in July. So the Marketing AI Institute, I think that one's worth attending. That's the only one I know that's sort of post ChatGPT, and he'll be dealing with ChatGPT there. So that one's a good one probably. Inflection AI, that was the name of the thing I was looking for before. Because I went to terms of service. Hang on. Inflection AI. I want to learn more about that. So Inflection AI sets off fireworks with 1.3 billion in funding. Jesus Christ. Valuation at $4 billion in a pre-4th of July weekend surprise. The Palo Alto startup. Oh, okay. He's the co-founder of DeepMind. The guy that founded this is the co-founder of DeepMind. They're the ones that did AlphaFold, the protein folding thing. No wonder they raised $1.3 billion. The guy's a fucking genius. All right. I'll definitely go play with it, though. Do you have any books or resources to learn the nuts and bolts of this? I don't quite know what you mean about the nuts and bolts of this. If you mean the generative AI stuff, if you mean like the stuff I have on screen here, there's lots of people claiming to be experts. There's starting to be a lot of people doing workshops and things that might be valuable, but I'd say it's really hit or miss. The problem with anything that resembles books or resources right now is that this stuff is moving so fast. Like how much this has evolved in the past 6 months is like just eye-watering. And anything that you learn today, if you pay for it, is going to be irrelevant 3 months from now. Some of the base concepts are going to be retained. Like where I am right now, what I'm encouraging people to do is just go there and start playing. Start solving problems for yourself using ChatGPT. And then this document, if I find a better document, I'll put it here. But this document is where I'd start just because it gives you basic concepts of what prompting is and how these things work and why it works. And then it gives you a bunch of examples to start with. And in doing that, you'll start to figure out the mechanics of how you can get some powerful things out of that. But no, I don't know any. There's one of the other TikTokers here. Her name is Rachel Woods. She's good. She's got a group called AI. What's it called? The AI, not the AI Institute. AI. I don't know. Rachel Woods. Just Google Rachel Woods. You'll find her. She's good. And I think she's got some courses and things like that. So those are probably decent because she seems to have her shit together. Am I seeing anyone? I'm married, but thank you. That's what I thought. Oh, Twill and Viz.ai are two amazing AI tools. Oh, tools that will revolutionize radiology. That's cool. Yeah, radiology's, although they've been predicting the demise of radiologists for, a decade now. And I think whenever we've got people's lives on the line, I think the insurance companies are going to insist that human beings, stay in the picture for at least some time. Even when we get to the point that the AI tools will make a lot less mistakes than the humans, I think it's still going to be a long time until you get pilots out of the cockpit, until you get doctors, radiologists out of the, analysis labs. Great. We'll have a network of verified crypto bros, just what the world needs. I don't disagree with you. Listen, I think the crypto bro, they really fucked up what was a massive opportunity, and they're sleeping in the bed that they created right now. So they have a few years to dig out of that shit. Have I played with God mode? I played with it a little bit. All the autonomous agents. So God mode.space, I think it is. And then there's Auto GPT, and then there's Baby AGI, and then there's Super AGI. All of those things right now are a little janky. Is the best word. They're very, very unreliable. But to be honest, I haven't really looked at them in a month and a half or two, so it's possible they've gotten better. There's a new one that came out this week or last called GPT Engineer, which is an autonomous agent for programming. That one looks pretty good because they restricted it to programming. I have a feeling it's easier to get it to do stuff in a more contained set of goals. So that one's worth looking at. I haven't played with it. I have. All right. My co-founders pinging me. So the one that I did play with, there's a new one out called GPT Author, which will write you a book. It writes you an entire novel. It's wild to watch. It asks you a handful of questions. Maybe I can show it to you. Hang on. Let me see if I have it up here. Do I have it up? I didn't do it on this machine. I did it at work. Nah, it's gonna be too long to set it up. But go check out a project called GPT Author. You have to run it in like Google Colab in a notebook. You have to run it in a virtual machine. But you give it the topic of the book, you give it a writing style, and you tell it how many chapters you want, and then it writes an outline, and then it writes a chapter at a time based on the outline, and then I think it creates a description of the book, and it uses Stable Diffusion to make a cover image. It's like, now, is the book any good? Yeah. But it fucking wrote a book. And it's like the book I told it to write. I had it write too. And they were both in the neighborhood of what I asked it to write. It was pretty amazing. Bard is an excellent choice if you want to be lied to frequently. Yeah, Bard is just a piece of garbage right now. What am I drinking? Coffee talk. Ow. Dude, at least you still got hair. I'm bummed. Sorry, Troy. I know. It's my forehead has gotten much larger in recent years, but I do still have some hair going, Not bad. But I need a fucking haircut, I'll tell you that. That's bad. I got to do the eyebrow thing. I'm starting to get like a university professor that, starting to look like a Muppet. Thoughts on data plus AI, specifically data sets integrated with AI? Great question. I think data sets are ultimately, there's an interesting piece that was put out by a Google engineer. If you Google we have no moat, MOAT, It's this Google engineer saying that he basically doesn't think Google or OpenAI can defend themselves competitively against the open source community, because what takes them $10 million in 6 months to build one of these core large language models, the open source community is spending like $100 training a shitty little model and getting almost the same performance. And so he says, we don't really have a way to protect ourselves against that competitively. I think that proprietary data sets are going to be where companies find competitive advantage. So Bloomberg, for example, that's got their Bloomberg terminals, they charge, ridiculous amounts of money for financial people to access their terminals. They created Bloomberg GPT. So they're taking their proprietary, really fucking expensive data set, and they're saying, you're going to be able to use this magical GPT shit, but on our data, and you're going to pay us for that. So I think AI plus data sets is honestly the real move here. What we're all doing right now is we're using these tools effectively as a productivity boost. But where they start to get really powerful is where you start crunching, proprietary data, large sets of data, your company's data, your customers' data, LinkedIn data, right? All that sort of shit. So I think that's where they get really, really, really powerful. So, yes. What time is class? This is it. ChatGPT invited me to join its Discord today. Lol, how did you join? You can give them a feedback. Wait, how did I join? Did you join? I joined OpenAI's Discord, but I don't go in there that much. It's a simple enough tool that I like. What's good about the OpenAI, is this it? OpenAI. They'll certainly have announcements in there. I'm sure that they're going to have things in there about code interpreter, which is interesting. They also have a prompt library. So the reason to go into OpenAI's Discord is their prompt library is actually pretty good. So if you want to go learn about prompts and see what other people are prompting, they're talking about APIs in there. They're talking about GPT-4, GPT-3, OpenAI Chatter, Whisper, Codex. Yeah, so if you want to get serious about, going beyond just the Chat GPT interface or even exploiting it, maybe that's something that I'll put in my little list behind my head here. That's not a bad idea. What's the best way to verify information from misinformation when using AI? I actually had an idea. I think it would be relatively straightforward to build a misinformation detector, or not a detector, more like a misinformation analyst. Like, I would think you could take any news article, and if you're using Bing or GPT-4 connected to the internet, you could probably trace the source of the article and any points of view in it to their original sources, right? So here was the first place that news story dropped, and here were the embellishments that were added in this article. And you can trace those embellishments back to this moment, to this article in this misinformation thing. That's a tool that could probably be built. So I would be surprised if there's not someone building that right now, but that might be something interesting to experiment with. If what you're asking is what's the best way, if ChatGPT gives you an answer that looks real, what's the best way for you to figure out if it is or not? I don't know. If you use Bing.com instead of just normal ChatGPT not connected to the internet, Bing.com is connected to the internet. So if you ask it for anything that's recent, it will search the internet, and when it gives you an answer, it has citations that you can click through to. So I would say use a large language model that's connected to the internet, and then check the sources would probably be the best way to do that. I found that I found that on the third generation, the answer is much more focused and great output. Okay, yeah. So what you're talking about there is really important. So as you're using ChatGPT, rather than thinking about giving it a single perfect prompt that's going to give you a single perfect answer, think of it more like a back and forth conversation, because every little bit of context that you give it, it helps it narrow its potential pool of answers, for lack of a better term. So if you start out and you say, I want you to act like a Stanford College professor that specializes in Egyptian history, okay, now it's going to start looking at, works by Stanford professors that were, specialists in Egyptian history. And then you say, I want to learn about the pyramids and I don't know anything about them. And, but I am a mathematician, so I understand math. Then it's going to understand that you want to, probably find out some mathematical things about the pyramids in a historical context. That'll help. And then you get a little bit of feedback from it there, and then you dig a little bit deeper. Yeah, that's probably right. About the third interaction you have with it, it's going to have enough context that it will really focus and start to give you better answers. It's a great point. Z1 fun. The diagnostic interview might be really helpful. Yep. I had it right. Creation myths and then explain its sources. It might have gotten the sources wrong, but I would imagine it's really good at creation myths. I've had it do. Oh no, a buddy of mine. What did he say? Wait. I've got it in my texts. Where are they? No. You can have it. You use ChatGPT connected to the internet. You point it to a company's website, and then you have it use Jungian archetypes to describe a brand, and it will describe your brand in Jungian archetypes. So it's really good at taking these abstract things and mushing them together. If you mean technical mechanics, I recommend MIT, but it's a learning curve. In a couple of years, will the average working week be a lot less hours? I don't know. I mean, that was the promise of the Industrial Revolution. And although I suppose from the amount of time we used to work when it was an agrarian society to the industrial age, average hours probably have gone down. Do we get to a Shangri-La, work 15 or 20 hours and sip on Mai Tais for the rest of the week? I don't think we get there. I don't think humans want to get there. I think humans want to connect and contribute. So I think humans will find ways to fill their time. But maybe what happens is we work a hell of a lot less hours on the shit that crushes our soul. Maybe the robots do the shitty work, and then we can do the work we want to do, the work that makes a difference, the work that connects us, the work that fulfills us. That's my hope. Because if I think about retiring or not working, I don't really have any interest in not working, but it would be nice to spend a lot less time on the shitty stuff. Like spending 3 hours on hold with United Healthcare trying to get a bill paid. That's not work I want to do. It's not work that anyone I talk to at United Healthcare wants to do. It's all work that could be automated. So could we take the shitty work, the really complicated shit in our world, and automate it? I don't know. I don't know that. What I do know is we've kind of got. I'm not an economist, so this is probably dangerous for me to do. But this is my understanding of how shit works. You have. Sorry, my camera's backwards now, so I'm all fucked up. You have some amount of people doing work, and you have some amount of output in the economy that they generate. And there's some level of stasis there, right? And, you might have higher unemployment, lower unemployment, higher GDP, lower GDP, but in essence, we kind of know that this amount of people doing this amount of work generate this amount of shit. These tools are productivity enhancers. They're like humanity amplifiers. So if it's 5% or 5% or 10% or 30% productivity increases, what do we do with that gap, right? So that gap could be you only have to work 20 hours a week because you're going to deliver the same amount of shit we did before. Or it could be, hey, we're a private equity fund and we're just going to fire everyone because we just want to suck all the profits for ourselves. Or it could be, we deliver better work for lower prices. So I don't quite know how it works out. Like in America, at least, we live in a capitalist society, so it's the profit thing ain't going away. So certain companies are just going to exploit the shit out of that, and then other companies may say, "Hey, we can have a fine living having full-time employees that work 20 hours a week." So I don't know. Go start that company. I think that's a company worth starting. Figure out how to create a company that is efficient enough that you can say to your staff, I want to hire however many of you there are, or let's say we've got 10 right now. I'm going to keep you all on staff. We're going to keep our revenues the same, and we're going to drop everyone to 20 hours a week, and we're going to use AI to fill that difference. That would be an interesting experiment. Google CEO will probably get fired soon. I don't know about that. Maybe. I don't think it was a fuck up. I think some of the tech that they're showing, if you haven't seen Style Drop, go look at Style Drop. Like, that technology looks fucking insane. I wouldn't bet against Google right now, but they're definitely on their heels. Like it was definitely the fact that they let OpenAI get so far ahead of them and weren't more on top of that. I don't know if he's going to be fired, but he's definitely on his heels. And the Microsoft CEO is fucking gloating in it. It's pretty funny. Excellent advice being given here. Thanks, Kyle, for sharing. You're welcome, Tired Runner. Thank you for the kind words. If ChatGPT invents something from my prompt, who owns the invention? They do. You get to use this shit for free. I think it costs them like 75 cents per submission or it's like a ridiculous amount of money. Sam Altman said, like, in the first couple of weeks when ChatGPT came out, he said the costs are eye-watering. He said it's fucking insane. So in general, if you get shit for free, you're the product. So us using ChatGPT is allowing them to train it. That's why they're giving it to us for free. Microsoft is giving it to us for free because they're going to charge extra for it in Office 365 and in their cloud services and blah, 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 blah. Microsoft has 30 ways to Sunday to monetize this shit where Google doesn't. Google's got advertising and search, and they don't have nearly the depth of product to be able to exploit this stuff. So Bing's going to make sure that we get to keep playing with this stuff so they can make money and keep fucking with Google. Is it time to short Google stock? I don't know. I would, if I were investing, which I'm not, I wouldn't put it into Google. I would put it into Microsoft. Now, is it possible that Microsoft fucks all this up? It's possible. But their past 6 months, the execution in the past 6 months has been pretty solid by them. It's impressive what they've done. We will all be unemployed. I don't think we will. Monique. Oh, there's Monique. My co-founder is here. Hey, Monique. ChatGPT's sign up now has Slack branding? Really? Is that true? That's my co-founder. My co-founder's on the TikTok. Look, Monique, I'm representing. Store Vine. That's awesome. Let me see ChatGPT, like OpenAI. Huh. Interesting. Wow. Cool. All right. What is. Okay, that's cool. All right. What I mean to ask is if I ask it to invent something and it invents something, who owns the invention? Actually, my co-founder Monique is better to answer that than me. You'll have to go. So I don't know if you're here earlier, but I took the terms of service from some service I was playing with. I put it into Claude 100K and had it summarize what I was actually agreeing to. I would take OpenAI's, if you're not fans of reading legal docs, I'd take your terms of service from OpenAI and go summarize them, go understand what your terms of service are. It's probably in there quite clearly. I assume if you invent something with ChatGPT, you own it, but they probably have access. Well, they definitely have access to it and they can train their system on it. So I wouldn't assume that it's proprietary to you, but I don't think they're going to stop you from exploiting it. But I don't know. That's a lawyer question. I ain't no lawyer. I'm an ex-actor. Monique, legally, if you use a tech to create something, it's not patentable. Wait, if I use Microsoft Word to invent something, so ownership is questionable. Kyle's right. Read the terms. Yeah. I don't know that if you use a tech to create something, you can't patent it. I don't know that that's true. If I use Microsoft Word to write a something that is patentable, just because I use Microsoft Word doesn't mean it's not patentable. But I don't know. Again, that is not my area of expertise. Anyway, pencils are a technology. Exactly, Tired Runner. Yeah. If I use a pencil to invent something, it's patentable. All right, listen, I've been doing this for 2 hours, too. I don't have a voice anymore. And Monique and I have to be at work early tomorrow. So, Monique, I'll call you right after this. But peace out, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.